The Haunting of Kingston Woods. It was a dark and stormy night in the small Canadian town of Kingston, where a group of college students gathered around a roaring fire in an old, musty cabin deep in the woods. They had heard the stories about the strange occurrences in the forest, the eerie howls that echoed through the trees, and the whispered tales of creatures that lurked in the shadows. But they were young and foolish, and they thought it would be fun to explore the wilderness and see what they could find. As they sat huddled together, the wind howling outside and the rain pounding against the windows, they shared their own stories of the supernatural, each trying to outdo the other in tales of horror and terror. But as the night wore on and the fire burned lower, their laughter turned to unease, and they began to wonder if they had made a terrible mistake in venturing so far from civilization. Suddenly, a loud knock echoed through the cabin, and the students jumped in fright. They looked around, but no one was there. They shrugged it off as the wind and continued their storytelling, but then the knocking came again, louder and more insistent. This time, they got up to investigate, but there was no one at the door. They were alone, trapped in the cabin, with the storm raging outside and the forest whispering its secrets just beyond the walls. As they settled back down, they heard a rustling in the bushes outside and the sound of something moving through the underbrush. They all froze, their hearts pounding in their chests as they strained to hear what was out there. But there was only silence, broken by the occasional snap of a twig or the faint rustling of leaves. Then, suddenly, they heard a low growl and the sound of claws scraping against the wooden walls of the cabin. They all jumped to their feet, grabbing whatever they could find to use as a weapon as the growling grew louder and more menacing. And then, with a sickening crash, the door burst open, and a massive creature burst into the room, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. The students screamed and scattered, running for their lives as the creature pursued them through the woods, its howls echoing through the night. Some were never seen again, disappearing into the forest forever, while others returned, shaken and scarred by the horrors they had witnessed. And so the legend of the Kingston Woods grew, a cautionary tale to warn others of the dangers that lurked in the shadows, waiting to prey upon the unsuspecting and the foolish. But still, the bravest among them ventured into the woods, seeking the thrill of the unknown and the promise of the secrets that lay hidden deep within the dark, tangled depths of the forest.